What is up, everyone? My name is OJ, and welcome to my village of PlayerEssence, to where all you PE ninjas can come in here and discuss video games. But before I get into all of that, I want to talk about Nugget Gate 2017. Some of you guys were like, man, those are unhealthy. No, those are definitely not unhealthy. I have one serving of them, which is 4 to 5 chicken nuggets, okay? In addition to 2 servings of veggies on the side. It's actually really healthy. It's under 400 calories. I think it's around 300 something calories for my full meal. It fills me up. I feel great about myself. My blood pressure is great. So all of you guys worried about my health, don't be. I'm definitely eating good and making sure that I stay fit in the gym as well. So let's go ahead and get right into this PE Nintendo Switch news video. So the big man himself, Tatsumi Kimishima, has said that he feels that the Switch could sell as well as the Wii. Man, I'm thinking that's a mistranslation or something like that. And he says that there will be, of course, a monthly service and yearly plans for online and all of that. So if many of you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure all of you guys have heard at this point, but Nintendo did announce the pricing for their online service that they're going to be having. It is going to be around $17 to $26, somewhere in that range. So let's go and get right into this article from the Nikkei, I don't know how to say it, Nikkei. So they've just pretty much produced some additional comments, and here's what they had to say. This is coming from Nintendo Everything. He said, first, Kimishima reiterates that the pre-orders are going well since Nintendo is offering a new type of play style and experience in the forms of a portable home console and a controller that can sense the player's motion. It is familiar to Wii in some ways. Kimishima thinks there is potential for the Switch to sell as well as the Wii. There's also one extra note on the Nintendo Switch's online. To reiterate, the cost will be between 2,000 and 3,000 yen per year. Alright, so Tatsumi Kimishima says monthly and yearly payment options will be available. So there will be monthly, which is probably going to be a little bit more than the actual yearly if you want to do that. But I love the fact that they are going to give us options as far as what we get, similar to Xbox Live and PSN, just a lot cheaper, and I'll talk about that in a bit once we finish this article. Next, Kimishima talks about Super Mario Run, talked about the paid download rate number in the single digits, and Nintendo never really expected to reach 2 digits. So in other words, Super Mario Run has been paid for by 5% of those who download the title, while Nintendo was hoping for at least 10%. However, 90% of the profit is coming from the top 20 countries for the paid rate. In these countries, particularly, it's reaching 2 digits. So Kimishima feels positively about Super Mario Run and being accepted to some degree. Finally, Kimishima has said that he understands it's necessary to start Nintendo's character-featured movie business before long, but he can't say when that will take place and the quality of life. Nintendo is looking to judge whether or not they have something to say about middle 2017 as far as quality of life, movies, and all of that. So let's get into the first thing here that he says. So he says that the Nintendo Switch he feels could sell as well as the Wii, and I don't think Tatsumi Kimishima would just say that based on nothing but blind optimism. Like I said, he's a no-nonsense dude. He is a numbers dude. He looks at everything, he analyzes, he sees the market, and he gets guidance before he decides he wants to say something. He's very calculated in his discussion. So pre-orders must be going so well that he feels that it could sell as well as the Wii. Now, does he think that it's going to sell as well as the Wii in Japan? I'm thinking this is Japanese-centric. I don't think he's talking about worldwide. In my opinion, I don't think he's talking about worldwide, just because this is a Japanese article. He doesn't talk about it particularly being worldwide, so I'm not going to assume that. Now, if we look at the sales of the Wii in Japan, that sold around, I think, 13 million or so. I know it wasn't like an extraordinary amount. I know Nintendo 3DS has already beat that quite a bit. So if he was talking about just Japan itself, yes, it's very easy to say that he feels that it can sell familiar to the Wii, or it can sell somewhat like the Wii because of what they're doing. They really have the best aspects of, in my opinion, the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U all in one system. That takes the best aspects of all of those systems and combines it into one, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. I've actually even discussed that a little bit. So I do feel, as far as what Tatsumi Kimishima is saying, that when it comes to Japan, yes. Now, when it comes to other territories, I don't know. Could it sell over 100 million units? That depends on how long they decide to actually sell this system. Is this going to be a system that lasts for 5-6 years? I think with a supplemental computing device, in addition to amazing software, I definitely think that they can extend the life. I know that they have some type of plans, or they're looking into VR. So if they get into VR, if they get the supplemental computing device down the line, if they get the software, and if they get some of the third-party support and sales take off very quickly, then yes, Could it get to maybe Wii levels? Potentially. Anything is possible. If you look at the Nintendo Switch as far as how it's being positioned in the market, there is a market for this type of device. Just plain and simple. Or you wouldn't see these pre-orders. And do not tell me Wii U pre-orders went this well, because I've seen some people try to insert that in, and that is not the case. Wii U is going to get left behind in the dust by this Nintendo Switch. It's just evident. Obviously, they're increasing production from 2 million Nintendo Switches to some unspecified number at this point. So I'm thinking that's going to be 3 to 3.5 million. So that system, the Nintendo Switch, is possibly going to sell 3 to 3.5 million or more within the first 2 to 3 months. And that is before the holiday season, where you know it's a guaranteed 3 to 4 million. That's already going to be passed as far as halfway to the Wii U's sales numbers in 8 to 9 months, guys. It's pretty much evident that this system is going to be more popular, but where will it end up? That depends on the software. I do feel that there's one big caveat with this whole thing, which makes it to where it can be possible. It's the fact that it really takes Nintendo's 2 development teams, their console and takes their portable, and that puts them together. They really have a hybrid device that can essentially be the all-in-one Nintendo device that developers have been asking for quite some time. And even Masahiro Sakurai has talked about this, and I'll talk about that in a later video. But every single developer who's developing on this system is finally like, yes, we can finally make just one version of our game. We don't need to do a Wii U and a 3DS version. We don't need to do a Game Boy and a Super Nintendo version. We don't need to do 2 different ones. We finally have just one Nintendo system that essentially acts as both a portable and a console. It has the power of a console. It has the easiness. It has the breath of fresh air that we need in this industry, in my opinion, being able to take it anywhere you want. It's something that you can't do on any other home console pretty much to this point without crazy and weird workarounds like the PS Vita or something like that, or PSP, which didn't even operate or function as well as what this Nintendo Switch can do. And when I talked about this device having the best aspects of the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U, it looks, of course, like the Wii U. You have a tablet controller, right? But then again, at the same time, you have all the different options and playstyles that the Wii and the Wii U also offered. But with this system, you do have some really great motion tech, but it blows away the motion tech that's inside the Nintendo Wii. Blows that motion tech away way better than the Wii U when it comes to screen quality, when it comes to just being able to play, when it comes to the actual device itself, the slickness of it. Everything just kind of blows away the Wii and the Wii U at this point. And then when I bring in the GameCube, I'm talking about ease of development. I'm talking about how quick it is to develop software. You're seeing a stark difference between the Wii U when it comes to indie developers and the type of engines that they can run compared to the Nintendo Switch. Wii U did not have great indie support at the beginning. Actually, it had a lot of third-party support, believe it or not, at launch. A lot of bigger third parties were porting over their games or outsourcing it to other developers to port out their games to the Nintendo Wii U, whereas indie developers were kind of like, not so sure about this. It took them a while before they got their bearings on the Wii U to get used to the architecture, to make sure that they can sell their games on that system before we started actually seeing them. Whereas with Nintendo Switch, you're seeing indie game after indie game after indie game, mid-sized games being out quickly. Not only that, but Nintendo's own first-party development has accelerated by so much. We're getting Xeno already in 2017. They already have a brand new Fire Emblem Warriors game ready that looks amazing. We're getting Fast RMX, guys. We talked about this before, about the tech behind this game. Now on the Wii U, Fast Racing Neo, that game was actually 60 frames per second, 720p in multiplayer, and then if there's more than 3 players or whatever, they actually had to cut it down to 30 frames per second. Alright, then even in the single player, it wasn't 1080p. They had to do 720p and some dynamic resolution stuff. But on the Nintendo Switch with Fast RMX, they have 60 frames per second, 1080p with 4 players on one screen. That just shows you that not only is this system built for what they're doing from an indie standpoint and what they're doing from a gameplay standpoint, but it just shows that the system is far easier to develop on, because look how fast they're able to get this out. 60 frames per second, 4 players on the same screen. That is insane. That is great technology. We're seeing Monolith Soft with Xenoblade 2 already ready. Big open world game. We have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild running a lot better in crunch time, to where they had to get that game out for launch and had to move it over from the Wii U. They got it ported over, looks great, runs really good. So these are the type of things that you're seeing that the Nintendo Switch can do with the development atmosphere, with the tools that it supports. Unreal Engine 4, OpenGL, obviously it has all the tools, Unity Engine. You're seeing Mario Odyssey looking great, big open world game, pretty much dwarfing the size of Super Mario 3D World and previous Mario games. So to me, it just goes to show that Nintendo Switch, there's a lot of great things that they've put into it as far as from their past systems. They talked about that a little bit. So do I feel, after all of that, do I feel that it can sell as high as the Wii? It's going to be tough, but it's combining the development atmospheres of the Nintendo portable systems and the consoles. So if you look at the history of Nintendo consoles and portables, they're always selling over the 100 million mark combined for the most part, with the exception of this current generation where we're not completely done yet, but the Nintendo 3DS is at 65 million and still going strong. The Wii U is at 13 million and dead. We'll probably get to 14 million when it's all said and done. It's definitely possible. Now moving on to the actual online. So this is actually really funny because a lot of people were freaking out and thinking that this was going to be the same cost as PS4 and Xbox One, and I don't know why people were freaking out before they even just wait and see what Nintendo announces. Can we please stop assuming everything and just wait? We got the price here, and it looks to be around $2 to $3 a month when you actually pay for the whole thing. That'll probably be like if you pay for it in full for the whole year. It's going to be around $2 to $3 a month. Very affordable compared to PS4 and Xbox One, where those are, I think, $50, $60 comparable. I mean, you can get some cards where sometimes it's $37 or anything like that, or $40, but that's still more expensive than what we're going to get with the Nintendo Switch as far as the online goes. So it's going to be interesting to see what type of content that they offer and how the online games factor in, but they pretty much have online from day one with Super Bomberman R, and then following that in the next month with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, plus Fast RMX and other games that are going to be online as well. So there's going to be a lot of online games that come to this system. It's going to be a free trial until the fall, so expect there to be new features added in. Do not assume that everything that they're saying is just that. Nintendo always has surprises, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get more details and more information on the eShop and on the digital services in addition to the online in a direct or something like that. Overall, I'm happy with the price. I think it's going to fit well, and I'll definitely talk about why this could definitely benefit us, because I know Masato Sakurai talked about this a little bit, and that's going to be in a video for another day. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace!